guys, welcome back to Lisa's Food Addiction. In today's video, you guys, we are making red velvet cheesecake cake. Yes, y'all heard right. We are taking a classic cheesecake and layering it in between this delicious homemade red velvet cake, y'all. This has got to be one of the best desserts I have made to date. It is always highly requested, and whenever it's on the table, child, it is gone immediately, okay? So if you are ready to learn how to make this bomb red velvet cheesecake cake, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get into the video, y'all. Okay guys, so the first thing we are making is our delicious homemade red velvet cake, y'all. To start our cake, we're going to go ahead and grab a sifter here, and we're going to start off with our dry ingredients. So we have some all-purpose flour, some baking soda, some baking powder, and some salt. We're just going to sift our dry ingredients together to ensure that there are no lumps, because baby, ain't nobody got time for a lumpy cake, okay? Once we have sifted together our dry ingredients, we're going to set that off to the side and grab a mixing bowl to add in our white sugar, honey, so this cake can be nice and sweet like me, okay? To that sugar, we are also adding in some vegetable oil and 2 eggs. Once we have in our sugar, our oil, and our eggs, we're going to go in with some buttermilk, y'all, so our cake is nice and moist, baby. We don't want no dry cake, okay? Have folks talking about you, that ain't what we're trying to do. Next, we're going to add in our vanilla, and we're going to give this a quick mix to get all those delicious ingredients incorporated. And if you guys are needing the full recipe and ingredients, please check out the description box below. There I have listed all ingredients and utensils needed to make this delicious red velvet cheesecake, so don't forget to check that out, okay? Now y'all, it's time to make this cake red. We are going to grab our red food coloring, add that in along with white vinegar. And the vinegar, y'all, is actually used to help sustain that red color, okay? You know when some people make red velvet cake and it's a little too pink or it's a little too dark, that vinegar is going to give us the perfect red color. Okay, you guys, now that we have the remainder of our ingredients mixed together, our cake is on its way. We are going to add our dry ingredients in. We're going to mix the dry ingredients in, you guys, in a half step. We're going to add half of the dry ingredients, give it a mix, and then we're going to add the remaining of the half ingredients and mix until all ingredients are combined. You just want to mix, you guys, until all the ingredients are combined. You do not want to overmix this cake. If you overmix, your cake will be tough, and baby, that just ain't it, okay? That is not what we're trying to do. So no overmixing. We're just going to mix until the dry ingredients are combined. Now our red velvet cake is done, y'all. It is so good. I cannot wait for you guys to try this recipe. We're going to go ahead and set our oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to grab our baking pans, some parchment paper, and we're also going to grab a little marker or a pen. We're going to place a sheet of the parchment paper on your countertop just like so, and we're going to grab our baking pans. We're going to outline the baking pan using our pen, and then we're going to cut the parchment paper into a circle shape. This will prevent our cake from sticking to the bottom of the pan and from breaking up, y'all, because ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Once you have it cut, we're going to place the parchment paper in the pan, and we're also going to hit it with a little non-stick spray. I'm using butter flavored because I mean, y'all know I got the flavor everywhere I go, okay? Once you have sprayed your parchment lined pans, we're going to split the batter evenly between both pans, and then we're going to knock out any air bubbles just like this. We're going to place those cakes in our preheated oven, and we're going to bake these for 30 to 35 minutes. The red velvet cake should look just like this once it's out of the oven. We're going to let this cool inside the pan for about 5 to 7 minutes, and once it's cooled, we're going to flip these babies out of the pan. I have a little cooling rack just like this right here. Our cakes are so beautiful and delicious. We did that, y'all. And now it's time to make our cheesecake batter. So to begin our cheesecake, we are going to grab a mixing bowl, and to that bowl, y'all, we are adding some cream cheese. Please, you guys, make sure the cream cheese is room temperature and it has softened completely. If you take it straight out of the fridge, your cheesecake will be lumpy and gritty, okay? So don't say I didn't warn you. Lumpy cheesecake is a strong no. Once we have our cream cheese in the bowl, we're going to add in some white sugar and give that a mix. Once the sugar is mixed in, we're going to add in 2 eggs, one at a time, some heavy whipping cream, and some sour cream. Once that is all in our mixing bowl, we're also going to add in our vanilla and some salt. We're going to add those right in there to our delicious cheesecake batter. Give it one final mix. And this right here is good to go, y'all. A delicious cheesecake batter that is so good. Now, you guys, we are going to get this cheesecake batter ready for the oven. So we're going to grab some more of our parchment paper, and we're basically going to complete the same process we did with the red velvet cake. We're going to do that same for our cheesecake as well. Once we have our parchment paper lined into our Springform pan, we're going to cover the outside of the pan with foil just like this right here. And what we're doing, you guys, is actually prepping this pan or the cheesecake for a water bath, which is going to prevent the top of the cheesecake from cracking once it's in the oven, okay? Go ahead and spray the parchment paper with nonstick spray and add that delicious cheesecake batter right into our prepped pan. We're going to grab a large baking pan or a turkey-sized baking pan like so. Place our cheesecake in the pan and fill the space with some boiled water. As I mentioned, this is just a water bath to keep the cheesecake from cracking. And if you guys need another demonstration of this water bath, please check out my banana pudding cheesecake recipe, which I will link above and in the description box as well. Once we have that baking pan filled about 1/3 of the way with the boiling water, we're going to place the cheesecake into our oven and we're going to bake this at 350 degrees. We're going to bake this for about 1 hour, and once it is out of the oven, we're going to remove it from the water bath. We're also going to remove the foil, and we're going to let that cheesecake cool in the pan for about an hour. After that hour has passed, we're going to place it in the freezer and allow it to cool for an additional hour. This will allow our cheesecake to become firm so that it is not mushy when we go to layer our red velvet cheesecake cake. Alright, you guys, our red velvet cakes are done. Our delicious cheesecake has cooled, and now, honey, it is time to make our frosting, okay? This right here is so easy, y'all. We are going to grab our cream cheese, and to that we're adding in some salted butter, of course. And similar to our cheesecake, we want to make sure that our cream cheese and our butter are room temperature and softened. This is just going to prevent us from having a lumpy frosting, which is what we are trying to stay away from, okay? This right here, you guys, is my recipe for cream cheese frosting, and I have this on my channel as well in my banana pudding cheesecake recipe. I have the link right above, as I mentioned earlier, and I also have it in our description box. Don't forget to check that video out, you guys. To that cream cheese and butter, we're going to sift in some powdered sugar, and we're going to add in some milk and some vanilla extract, as well as a little bit of salt. We're going to continue to mix this, and once combined, our frosting will be done, y'all. We're going to place this in the fridge, and you can just let it hang out until you are ready to put this delicious red velvet cheesecake together. Okay, you guys, so we have our red velvet cakes are done, our cheesecake and our frosting. It is time, y'all, to bring this bad boy together, okay? I have a little cake carrier type dish here. You can use a fancy cake holder or whatever you please. This is just what I had on hand, so this was good enough for me, child. Add a few sheets of parchment paper around our base just to keep our cake holder nice and clean, and we're going to add a little bit of our frosting to the middle of our cake pan like so. Next, you guys, we're going to go in with that delicious red velvet cake layer, and once we have that down, we're going to add in our frosting and our cheesecake layer, and we're going to go in with a little bit more frosting. Lastly, we're going to top this with the last red velvet cake layer. And from here, you guys, we are going to begin our first coat of frosting, which is also called the crumb coat. This is basically going to begin the frosting process and to cover any crumbs that may be present from our cake. So we are adding a thin layer of frosting for the first coat, and then we're going to place this bad boy in the freezer for about 10 minutes to let the frosting set. And once that 10 minutes has passed, you guys, we're going to repeat this process of frosting, smoothing it out, and placing it in the freezer for about 8 to 10 minutes until the frosting layer is nice and thick, just like this right here. From here, you guys, you can let your cake decorating skills soar. If you are an OG on my channel, you already know your girl is cake decorating challenged, okay? I don't know why. I don't know how, child, but I am not the best at decorating cakes, okay? So I just grabbed a spoon and created my own little decor, you know, something I've seen my grandmother do multiple times. Just wing it, decorate it as you please. This is how mine's turned out, all right? Don't judge, y'all. Trust me. It is so doggone good. How it looks won't even matter, okay? I didn't do too bad, right, y'all? Let me know in the comments below. This red velvet cheesecake is so delicious. I cannot even explain in words how good this red velvet cheesecake is. The red velvet cake is moist and it has the perfect amount of sweetness. The cheesecake, y'all, the cheesecake is so creamy and smooth, and baby, that icing is the perfect consistency and literally takes this cake to the next level, y'all. It is so good. I promise you your family will request this red velvet cheesecake cake anytime you are in the kitchen, baby. It is that bomb. If you enjoyed this video and you want to cook with us, it's easy. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to join our growing foodie family right here on YouTube. Don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you don't miss a video, and give this red velvet cheesecake a big thumbs up. Like this video so I know you are here and accounted for, honey, and so I know that you are trying this red velvet cheesecake. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.